Hidden deep within the redwood forests of Monte Rio, California, lies the Bohemian Grove. This restricted 2,700-acre, 1,100-hectare campground serves as the annual summer retreat for the Bohemian Club, a private gentlemen's society founded in San Francisco in 1872. For 2 weeks every July, approximately 2,500 of the world's most powerful men, presidents, corporate tycoons, government officials, and military brass vanished from public view. They gather here, shielded by armed guards and sophisticated security equipment, including thermal cameras and motion detectors, to partake in traditions both theatrical and unsettling. The central paradox of the Grove is its claim to be a harmless tradition or a place for fun and games, while simultaneously functioning as an elite private setting where business and political problems can be discussed informally and off the record. The club was initially established by bohemians, journalists, artists, and actors who sought an escape from city life, adopting the unofficial motto, "We shall be as free as birds." Founding members included Henry Edwards and Ambrose Bierce, though Bierce would later deride the organization as a sanctuary for rich clowns. The club quickly evolved. By the late 1800s, prominent San Francisco businessmen commandeered the club, providing the necessary financial resources to acquire the extensive land and facilities. The focus shifted from pure art to networking and influence. The club's formal motto became "Weaving spiders come not here," borrowed from Shakespeare, meant to enforce the notion that outside concerns and business deals were to be left at the gate. Yet this injunction is largely ignored in practice. Sociologist G. William Domhoff asserts that retreats like the Grove are sociologically relevant because they increase the social cohesiveness of America's rulers. The men gathering here are drawn from the uppermost social class. An impressive 38% of resident Bohemian members belong to the social upper class when cross-referenced against social indicators like the San Francisco Social Register and the Pacific Union Club. The club's all-male membership, spanning artists and musicians alongside prominent figures like Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush, is split into highly exclusive social units called camps. There were 118 camps as of 2007. These camps, often patrilineal, are the principal means through which high-level business and political contacts and friendships are forged. Camps like Mandalay, with its lavish lodgings, read like an all-star team of the national corporate elite, hosting figures like Stephen D. Bechtel and John A. McCone, the former CIA director. The encampment opens dramatically with the Cremation of Care ceremony. This is a theatrical production performed on the first Saturday night, intended as a symbolic catharsis for pent-up high spirits. The ritual takes place at the edge of an artificial lake, before the imposing 30-foot hollow owl shrine. The owl, the club's mascot, symbolizes wisdom. Participants, including members dressed in pointed red hoods and robes, conduct a torchlit procession. They carry a bier holding an effigy named Dull Care, representing the concerns and woes of the daily grind. The high priest implores the attendees to burn away the sorrows of yesterday. Care momentarily resists, bellowing, "Fools, fools, fools, when will ye learn that me ye cannot slay?" But the high priest relights a torch from the lamp of fellowship and ignites the funeral pyre. The intensely theatrical nature of the ceremony, complete with mournful music, pyrotechnics, and the voice of the owl, formerly recorded by Walter Cronkite, is intended to free the men for 2 weeks of hell-raising and camaraderie. The club's choice of ritual, feeding enduring conspiracy theories, which claim the ceremony is a ritual sacrifice or satanic rite. This is exacerbated by the presence of the club's patron saint, Saint John of Nepomuk, whose carving stands by the lake, index finger pressed to his lips, symbolizing the secrecy demanded of all attendees. Beyond the major ritual, the men are entertained by elaborate productions known as jinks. The high jinks, held on the final weekend, is a grandiose, one-time-only operetta-like extravaganza written and produced entirely by club members, sometimes costing over $20,000 to $30,000 for the single performance. The less formal Low Jinks is a musical comedy, often featuring slapstick and ribald humor, sometimes alluding to the local prostitutes in towns like Monte Rio and Guerneville, a practice euphemistically known as jumping the river. For a quieter, yet politically critical activity, members attend the daily Lakeside Talks, held at 12:30 p.m. These are informal talks given by prominent figures, cabinet officers, generals, former and future presidents, often focusing on public policy issues. The talks provide an ideal platform for sizing up politicians in an off-the-record atmosphere. President Richard Nixon, a member since 1953, recognized this function. He used a speech he gave at the Grove in 1967 as the basis for a subsequent public speech, and his appearance was seen as an audition for his upcoming presidential campaign. Nixon, in a 1971 tape recording, was quoted as describing the Grove as the most faggy goddamned thing you could ever imagine with that San Francisco crowd. Crucially, the Grove is far more than a playground. It has been the location of meetings that shaped global history. In September 1942, a Manhattan Project planning meeting was hosted here, involving figures like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Ernest Lawrence, and representatives from Standard Oil and General Electric, proving the Grove's function as an unofficial summit location for high-level decision-making. The pervasive secrecy, coupled with the immense power of the attendees, has made the Grove a magnet for controversy and infiltration. Despite the employment of ex-military personnel and advanced security equipment, several successful breaches have occurred. In 2000, Alex Jones and his cameraman secretly entered and filmed the Cremation of Care ceremony. While Jones sensationalized the footage as revealing dark secrets inside Bohemian Grove and ritual sacrifice, journalist John Ronson, using the same material, characterized the event as an overgrown frat party. In 2002, Richard McCaslin, calling himself the Phantom Patriot, was arrested after setting several fires while heavily armed and wearing a skull mask. The club has faced legal pressures concerning its exclusivity and its operations. Gender discrimination. The Bohemian Club has historically excluded women from membership and the main summer encampment. Although the California Court of Appeal ruled against the club in 1987, forcing them to begin hiring women for service roles, the upper floors of the San Francisco clubhouse and the main summer encampment remain male-only. Logging battles. The club has been engaged in significant legal controversy over its extensive logging activities across its 2,700 acres. After controversy raised by environmental opponents, a judge in 2011 rejected the club's non-industrial timber management plan, meaning the club is currently not allowed to log any of its property. Labor issues. In 2023 and 2024, former workers filed lawsuits alleging wage theft and unfair labor practices. Although the club was initially dismissed as an employer in the 2024 ruling, the accusations underscore ongoing external scrutiny. Ultimately, the Bohemian Grove remains a unique institution in the American upper class. Whether it is simply a highly exclusive, expensive summer camp, as some members insist, or a critical node in the nation's ruling class network, the fact remains that for 2 weeks every year, the most influential men on earth gather to shed their worries under the watchful gaze of a 40-foot stone owl.